Welcome to Friday's Targets in Focus. I'm Elaine Stenson. The US dollar stretched gains against the Japanese yen on Friday as Washington leaders said they will keep on working on resolving their battle over the US budget and raising the debt ceiling. The greenback on Thursday hit its highest level against the yen since September 30th, just ahead of the partial shutdown of federal operations. The dollar found some relief from the recent wave of safe haven moves towards the yen after House Republican leaders proposed a temporary extension of the nation's debt ceiling. I'm joined on the line now by Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst with AVA Trade in Dublin. Naeem, taking all of this into account, can you give me your 1, 3 and 12-month forecast for the dollar yen?
For 1 month, we're projecting 99. For 3 months, we're projecting 101, and followed by for 12 months is going to be 102. Yes, you're correct in saying that the debt ceiling dilemma, we're happy enough to see that the Romeo and Juliet play is coming to end, possibly. And the one thing that market does like is certainty, and then what we have seen in the recent week was the appointment of Janet Yellen as the next Fed chairwoman. So that was one less thing for market to worry. And she is a big advocate, Elaine, for keeping the interest rate zero, which would certainly would have an impact on the dollar side. And she also is a big admirer, someone who can work towards the unemployment, and then she believes that it can be fixed. Janet Yellen is someone who knows how to use the Federal Reserve, the committee, and their policy to the optimum level, and she also understands the limitation of this one.
The euro was down 0.8% at 131.78 yen, having earlier fallen to a 3-week low of 131.38 yen after a rate of 122 earlier. That was the weakest since early May. What are your estimations for the euro-yen pair over the next year?
The euro-yen for 1 month, we're still looking at 133, for 3 months 134, and for 12 months 135. The eurozone health is, obviously it's improving, which is a good sign for euro, and it would get more stronger against the yen. Recently, what we have seen in Italy and Spain, despite tremendously challenging situation, they were able to successfully auction their debt. Spain has managed to sell almost 4 billion of 30-year paper, and Italy was also able to successfully auction a 7-year bond sale. Let's not forget that in Italy, the economy is still contracting, and the GDP, in the most recent one, was down by 0.03. And unemployment, Elaine, among the youngsters is astonishingly high. It's about nearly 40% among youngsters. Coming back to our ECB President, Mario Draghi, he confirmed yesterday that if the volatility resumes in the Eurozone, their commitment to keep the interest low would enable them in cutting the borrowing cost, which would be, again, something which we want to keep an eye on if we are looking at the Euro side. The recent strength in the euro is definitely a concern as we are concerned, because this is something which could hurt the peripheral economies, because a stronger euro is not really a good sign for struggling economies within the eurozone.
Pound yen consolidates rally after breaking through 2 immediate resistances during the early session in Asia. The pound had a poor performance last week, but seems to be redeeming itself today. Up 0.30% so far, the pair accumulates 0.75% weekly gains and reaches weekly peaks at 157.30. What is your view on this, and what is your 1, 3 and 12-month forecast for these pairs?
For 1 month, it's going to be 157, for 3 months 158, and 12 months 162. Now, Mr. Carney's speech was very interesting when it comes to dollar-yen pair. He has completed his 100th day as a new governor of the Bank of England, and the key thing here for him was the forward guidance, because that is the most substantial thing. IMF has taken a very bold step, and they have upgraded the growth forecast for the country to 1.5% for 2013 and to 2% for 2014. But if you kind of look onto towards the manufacturing and industrial data, it has absolutely slumped and slumped even over 1%, which is definitely a concern. So given what the IMF is projecting and what the data is saying is slightly not in line, that is a concern for us for when it comes to sterling, the currency. But for the quarter three growth, again, we think that the quarter three growth may not be as good as predicted, and that's just because the data, like I said earlier, it has been very alarming for the country.
Naeem, as always, thank you for joining me on the line today, and that's all we have time for this week. But the TV team will be back with more Targets in Focus on Monday. Bye for now.